So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel The Tech Viper. So today we will be starting with module 2 of our UI design course using Figma. And here we're gonna see what is design basics. But before that, I want you guys to please do subscribe my channel to get notified with all the videos I post. So without wasting time, let's start. So here we're gonna start with the design basics. And this is the part 1 of the design basics because it covers a lot of topics. So the first topic that we're gonna cover is the layout. The layout of the design. So what is layout? In simple words, we can say the design where we are keeping the elements, the readability and everything. So we will talk about those using these points. So first point is layout equal to structure of your design. What I'm saying, layout equal to structure of your design, the structure of your design. Okay, let's go to one example. Let's take this example. Okay, here we can understand how and where elements are placed. Like, see, those buttons are placed over here and these are consistent enough, and by the looking only those, it's I can understand, okay, these are the buttons I need to click, and by clicking on this button I will be able to log in. It's guiding my eyes directly. And readability, I can understand, by looking into those I can understand that, okay, what is the purpose of these buttons, and the usability. So this is the main purpose of layout. This is one of the main purpose of layout, structure of your design. Second comes there's no single correct layout. What this mean? If we go over here, see, layout can vary based on different application, different websites, different devices. Okay, there is no strict rules are there that I need to follow this particular template in all of my designs. There is no such rules, or I need to follow this particular grid in all of my designs. No, nothing like that. Clarity and purpose. What matters the most in layout is clarity and purpose. Whatever I am designing, is it very clear to the user? And what is the purpose? Like here the purpose is to click on those buttons so that I can log into my whatever the profile it is. So this is the main purpose of it, and I can clearly understand that, okay, this is the thing that I need to do. Okay, so this is also one of the very important point of layout. Second comes consistency is the key. Consistent. From the name itself you can understand we need to be consistent in all those designing the layouts. Like, see over here, if I just check, it's 12 pixel. If I go over here, 12 pixel. If I go and 40 pixel. Now from here, if I go over here, it's 130, and from here if I go to the top, it's 130. And again in those sides also paddings are 20. So those are very consistent. Even if the size of the mobile is very small, like it's iPhone 16 and iPhone SE. See, those are consistent. See, here it was 40 pixel. I decreased over here the spacing 30. But here also I decreased to 40. You can just align it in that way. Here 40. It was 130 over here. Here now it's 40. So in that way you need to arrange those things so that it looks very consistent enough. The spacing, the padding and all, it should be very consistent. And it is one of the most important thing while you are designing and layout or any design. In any sort of design, you need to follow those things. We will come in deep in our next topics, but let's cover these points now. Different layouts can both be right, like this one I showed you. This is one layout, this is one layout. Okay, two screens having different sizes and spacing and structure, but then also they are looking very consistent. Why? Because the spacing, padding, everything is very consistent over here. So it's not like that there are two screens, both need to be same padding, same spacing. No, not at all. You can just change those, but keep in mind it should be clear and it should be understandable. Readability should be great, and the padding, spacing, everything should be consistent enough. And same rules apply to all platforms. Yeah, like if you are doing for Apple, if you are doing for Windows, if you are doing for whatever the operating system or whatever the device you are creating design for. In all the devices, the rules are same. In all the platforms, the rules are same. Those need to be consistent enough. Design for scannability. Like, what is scannability? Like here you can see, those are login buttons, right? And those are very much nearby to each other. By looking into it, I can understand, okay, those all buttons are for logging into my profile. I am grouping the related items together. What I am doing, grouping the related items together. This is called proximity, which we will cover in the next topic. So this is what we are doing over here. And if I just keep one over here, one over here, one over here, it won't feel good. You will not understand why those are in different areas of the page. All are doing the same thing. So keep it very much handy to the user, so that people can understand by looking into it what's the main purpose of those things. So in that scenario, the proximity comes into place, or you can say grouping related items together. And white spaces, using the white spaces very wisely. See, here is a white space, here it's a white space, here I decrease the white spaces. You can't keep white spaces very much, or you can't keep those things very much nearby to each other. You need to reduce the visual noises and all. In that scenario, white spaces should be organized in a very efficient way, because the clear layout helps the user in readability, understanding what the layout is doing, what is the basic purpose of those parts and all. So this is layout. Our next topic that comes is visual hierarchy. What is visual hierarchy? Guiding our eyes. The eyes of you can see from here only itself, is how we guide the user eyes to the most important elements on the screen in the right order. Designers use visual cues to control what user sees first, next and last. So what is this? See, when you are looking into any website, suppose here only itself, it's big enough, right? The size of this text is big enough because this is the name of the application. Those are not big enough, those are not big enough, because those are not important to me. Those are appealing, but color is there, contrast is there, because I need to understand, okay, those are the main parts of the screen, I need to click on those and I need to go to the next part. Here also, like if you see this design over here, see, those are big enough, understandable. I can see and understand, okay, this is grabbing my attention when I look in the screen. Here, this is the heading text. So all those things comes under visual hierarchy. Like my eyes, when I see into design, where my eyes are getting the attentions. So the first part is the size. Bigger elements more important. Like what I told, this is bigger, these are bigger. Why I put those things bigger, or why this first 50% off on your first order, those things bigger, to grab the attention. Because I want the user to look into those things first, because those are necessary. So for this scenario, we keep it bigger. There are 6 types of typography, you know it, H1 to H6. So those things matters over here. User notice larger headlines or buttons first. Exactly. Buttons, those are visible first. Headlines or whatever the text written over here is visible, those are not very much visible, because those are not very important from our side. So we are not keeping those things very much focused, so that if the user wants, can take a look, or it's not necessary, because the main part is those parts. Then the color. Bright or bold color catch the eye. Use contrast color for CTS or LRs. Like see, these are bright and bold colors like black. And here we are using bright colors. Here we are using bright colors. This is something like sale. We are using bright colors. Why? To grab the attention of the user. See, this is something, the name, description over here. it's not very much visible to us, because okay, if he clicks on it, it will go to the next page, and here you can check the description and all. But those things are necessary. Then comes the alignment. Item that breaks alignment naturally stand out. Strategic misalignment can draw focus, like you can see over here. Those are aligned properly, right? But you can see it's like zigzag play. So here you can see it's not looking bad to us. Why? Because it's consistent enough. The alignment is good, all are aligned properly. If those are not aligned properly, it's gonna look bad to our eyes. Contrast, high visibility, light text or dark background, or vice versa. Contrast should be great. Like here you can see, as the background is white, light background, we are using dark colors. Here also, as the background is light, we are using dark colors. If the background is dark now, and then also we are using dark colors, it will not be visible to the user. It won't feel good to the user's eye. So those things we need to take care of. Then comes the proximity. As I told in while I make you understand the layout, group related elements closer together. Helps user understand which item belong together. Like this. Fashion trends. We are keeping those together. For you, we are keeping those together. Flash sale, keeping those together. This part keeping together. Here the buttons we are keeping together. Why? To make it understand that okay, these are related to each other. These are of the same category, same group. If we keep one here, one here, one here, or if we keep it downwards, then you will not understand. Are those related to each other or not? So those things matters a lot. It is proximity. Then comes repetition. Repeating style, font, color, shape indicate consistency in related content. Here you can see semi-bold. Here also see we are using the same. We are repeating it. We are not changing. In every section we are changing the fonts, we are changing the colors, we are changing the font sizes, we are making it bold somewhere, we are making it regular font somewhere. It won't look good. You need to be consistent enough while you are using those things. The color, the fonts, everything need to be consistent. And the white space, as I told. See, here the white space is good enough. Here you can see they are very much close to each other. It's okay, but they are very much close to each other. You see this design. It looks good to your eyes. This is also same design, but they are close to each other. This is close to each other. Spacing is less. Here also spacing is less. So it's not so great to our eyes. Like the way it's looking to your eyes, not like that. This one. So white spacing and all, empty space around the element gives it emphasize, helps reduce clutter and improve focus. So it feels like cluttered to our eyes, but it seems very consistent enough, good enough to our eyes. So all these things matters. And if all those things are good enough, then we can say your design's visual hierarchy is very good and very proper. Next comes visual noise. Visual noise happens when a screen is cluttered with too many elements, making it hard for user to focus or navigate. Like you have too many elements in your design. All the things are cluttered together. Then it's very much confusing or distracting to the users. Like too much text or information on one screen. Let's take this one. Here you can see we have text over here. It's just a wireframe. We have one latest news over here and some cars or whatever the information. And here text over here, then news, then some cars, then again news, then some stories over here, then again something which is not understandable to us. Overuse of color, fonts, icons or images. Like something in balance feels good, but something which is out of balance doesn't feel good. It might be very much, it might be less. So here we can't overuse the color, fonts, icons. They're in design we are using different sorts of colors, different sorts of fonts. No, it won't look good. As I told you in visual hierarchy, it should be consistent enough. inconsistent spacing and alignment that I made you understand in last topic only in visual hierarchy. Spacing and alignment should be proper. It should be consistent. If it is inconsistent, there is visual noise. Unclear hierarchy, everything shouts at once. You are not able to understand. Like, here is something, this part is unclear. Do you know what this part for? Here is circle, there is something stories about it, and here comes something. You are not able to understand. Are those related to each other or not? Because there is no proper section mark or something. So those things matters a lot. And if all those things are good enough, your design has no visual noise or has less visual noise. Why visual noise is bad use? Confuses the user, as I told. Slows down decision making. I will not able to understand what I need to do with those. Here I can understand, okay, these are all the latest news. Here are latest news, okay, these are also latest news, these are also latest news. Okay, got it. What are for those? These are also latest news. And the designs are different. So it makes confusion. Decision making makes confusion to me. Makes the product feel overwhelming. Like very much cluttered, very much everything is onto it. It feels difficult to decide what to click on, what is where, what is doing up. Something over is not great. Increase the chances of user drop off. And if those things happens up, user won't love it and they're gonna drop off. Simple. How to reduce visual noise? Simple. Eliminate unnecessary elements. No need of unnecessary elements. No need. Why we need unnecessary elements? We want to make it clear and precise. So remove unnecessary elements. Use white space wisely. White space, as I told you earlier, is one of the most important topic of design basics. So keep white space very wisely. Where you need it, you put it. Where you don't need it much, don't put it much. So those things should be consistent enough. Stick to limited color and font palette, as I told. No different types of colors, no different types of fonts. Stick to limited. Create strong visual hierarchy. As I told, visual hierarchy should be good. Like size and all, everything. Like if there is a heading over in the top, I can understand it's a heading. Heading should be in a bold character. Like I want on this website or on this app, when people looks into the screen, that part should grab the attention. So in those part I will create in such a way so that those parts grab the attention of the user at the very first glance. So all those things matters. Next come the group related content together. As I told, proximity. Related content should be together. All things are related to each other, like visual hierarchy, layout, proximity, visual noise. Everything is related to each other. When all the things are okay, you are having a great design. And get feedback. Get the feedbacks when you are doing for test user research and all. Get the feedbacks, and from the feedback only itself you can understand, okay, here I am having the problems. So everything is on research. Now comes spacing. Spacing refers to the distance between elements like text, buttons, images, containers that create clarity and structure. Creates visual clarity. As there is, you can see, as we have here, the spacings are very consistent. It looks good to our eyes. It feels good to our eyes. If the spacing is not good enough now, like this one, is very much, see the spacing over here and see the spacing over here, it feels cluttered, it doesn't feel cluttered, it feels good. So all those things matters a lot. Next comes, helps define relationship between elements. Exactly. If the spacing is very much like this one, if I just increase the spacing between those two rows, it will be hard for the user to understand, okay, those two are related to each other or not. It will also not look good. So spacing plays a very important role in design. Improve readability and scannability. So readability and scalability, from the name is so you can understand. If the spacing and everything are proper, it's easy for the user to look into this design, look into the features and all everything. Because if something is good to your eyes, you're gonna explore it more. If something doesn't seem good to your eyes, you won't explore. That's the simple thing. Gives your UI a clean, organized feel. Exactly. If the spacing and everything is proper, it's clean, precise. You can understand very easily. It's clear, organized. It feels good. Consistency is the key. While we are spacing, pick specific spacing below 4 pixel, 8 pixel, 16 pixel. You can just change it, but these are the basics. If you use those pixels, the multiple of 8s is gonna be a great. Like 4, multiple of 4, you can say 4, 8, 16. So those we use while we are designing. Apply the same rule across the entire product. The multiple of 8s. If you apply those rules to the entire product, your product gonna look good. Your product gonna look much more consistent. Reuse spacing patterns between similar elements. When the elements are similar enough, like those things here, 16 pixel, from here also 16 pixel. So we are just maintaining the balance over here. 12 pixel here, from here also again 12 pixel. So you need to make those things consistent enough. If those things are consistent enough, your design is gonna look good. What good spacing looks like: uniform padding and margin. Like here you can see the paddings are uniform, spacing is uniform, margins are getting uniform. So all those things matters. Even gaps between similar component, even the gaps, those are uniform. Align elements with odd overlaps. Nothing should overlap each other. When we are just aligning something or designing, creating design, nothing should overlap each other. Until it's a snack bar or something else, which comes, pops up and it goes by. If something is static over here like this one, we can overlap over each other. It should be easily visible to our eyes. What to avoid: random gaps, uneven white spaces, cramped text or too much breathing room in wrong places, too much spaces, very much cluttered areas. Those things we need to take care of while we are spacing or doing the spacing for our project. Padding is also something similar to spacing. Padding is a space inside an element, like this one, 73, 12, 12. These are paddings. What these are called? These are paddings. Padding is space inside an element between its content and its border. Used both vertically and horizontally. Helps element breathe and improve touch target. As the space here, the padding is good. It feels good to our eyes too. And if we do touch and all gestures, it will be very easily accessible. If the spacing is not good like this one, if I just take it like this, does this seems good? Not at all. So spacing and all things matters a lot. If I do random spacing, visual imbalance, disorganized layout or different screen sizes. So if those are not properly padded or something in different screen sizes, there may be responsive issues. Padding that looks fine on desktop might break on mobile or tablets. Same. Padding which are looking great over here might break out in different screen sizes. So we need to take care of those parts also. And for that we use the grid system, 8-point grid system, as I told while spacing also, multiple of 8s. 8, 16, 12, 32 pixel, the spacing in multiples of 8. So if we use those, if we follow those things, while we are designing for other screen sizes also, it's gonna be consistent enough. Works well across screen sizes and devices. And when we use this formula, the multiple of 8s, it brings rhythm, scalability, consistency to your UI. It feels good to your UI. You can see when I check those designs, most of the part I was using 8, 16. Why? Because it gives good visual to your eyes. And whenever I will be designing for other screen sizes also, it will be easy for me to design it. So here we can understand why we use the 8-point system. Maintains visual harmony, makes handoff easier for dev teams. When I am handing over the project to the development team, it gets easier for them. They can understand, okay, this is 8 pixels, they are here we are coming, like they are developing for different screen sizes also. They can calculate it on their mind. Enhances responsive behavior, as I told, for different screen sizes. Creates predictable spacing pattern. The developer can predict, okay, if it's 8 pixel and the screen size is increased, so we can just increase it on the multiple of 8 again. So in that way they can create their own patterns. Consistency over strictness. You can still use defined padding values where needed. Cars 16 pixel, buttons 12 pixel. Like here, I use 12 pixels spacing, 14. So it's not something like you should stick to this rule. You can play along with it, but what the main thing matters is it should be clear and precise. The user should understand, okay, what you are trying to do. So from here you can understand what I am trying to do, like buttons and all. So if it's clear, it's okay. Just make sure they follow the same system. That's it. Now comes one of the main important topic, composition. And in the composition, I'm talking about the golden ratio. What is golden ratio? Golden ratio is nothing a mathematical proportion believed to be naturally beautiful and pleasing to the eyes. A spiral shape which we calculate and which we incorporate in design to make it look very much pleasing and appealing. The ratio is 1:1.618. This value is called the golden ratio. Commonly represented by a spiral, Fibonacci spiral, we say. This spiral. This is the one. This is the one. Even in Google logo, you can say there's golden ratio. Even in Apple logo, Pepsi logo, Twitter logo, everywhere there's a golden ratio. Even in Mona Lisa painting, there's golden ratio. And this is how we calculate golden ratio when we are doing designs. Seen in nature, architecture, art and design, as I showed you. Used to create balanced, harmonious layout. Very much balanced, you can see. You can understand very easily. So those are very much important. We don't use it everywhere, but most of the cases we use this. Why use it in design? Helps in composing layout that feels organic and intentional. Like here, this is the main part our eye is gonna focus on. So in this way we can understand, okay, this is the part we're gonna put the impact of that of the user. This is the part, like here it will come the impact part, and this here we will give the like main parts will come here, like whichever things the user needs to see directly, like code, image, whatever it is. Here, all these parts, all these things are made using the golden ratio. Even the painting. Guys, we have to place content and visuals for maximum impact. That's what I told. Maximum impact, to give the user the maximum impact. And it's a subtle yet effective visual balance. And there it keeps a balance. It doesn't make anything cluttered. It divides the screen to balance the things out. Like you see this one. It's very much balanced over here. So those things matters. So how to use the golden ratio? Let's say your screen width is 1200 pixel. Okay. Divide by 1.618. This is the golden ratio. 1200 the screen width, I will divide by this value, and this is what I am getting, 741.6. Now from the 1200 I will subtract this value and I will get this value. Okay. Now you can structure your layout as main content area. Our main content area, like I have structured it over here. This screen size 1280, so is 791 and 489. Here we will put our main contents. Like main content area is this part. Sidebar or secondary area will come to this part. Here you can see sidebar comes to this part and the main part comes to this part. This creates a natural visual weight between primary and secondary elements. which are the primary elements and which are the secondary elements. It balances those things out. So I hope you like this video. In the next video we will come with the design basics part 2. So till then, take care and subscribe for more such videos.